We're ending this week in the same way, in a sense that we began it, really, talking about the Iran war, the Iran conflict, the special military operation between the US and Israel, whatever you want to call it, right? We're talking about that because obviously it's having a big effect on the price of oil. Obviously, oil is refined into gasoline, so a lot of people around the world very much care about this. Iran is one of the largest producers of crude oil in the world, and also going through the Strait of Hormuz, the little gap between the United Arab Emirates and Oman and also Iran. 20% of the world's oil does flow through there. So with that under threat, with that being in danger, a lot of people are thinking, well, the price of oil is going to skyrocket as a result. And indeed, it did go up. It did go up. And a lot also rests on the likes of China as well. China, traditionally an ally of Iran, really out of kind of necessity. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. That very much does exemplify the relationship between China and Iran. China, of course, a communist dictatorship. Iran, pretty much a theocracy. So pretty much diametrically opposed to one another, but they both hate the United States, so they get on relatively. Politically, anyway. But China had been very quiet. Wasn't really saying much about this. Kind of seeing how things played out. But now, reportedly, China is in talks with Iran to allow safe oil and gas passage through the Strait of Hormuz. Let's have a look at the full story here, guys. Shout out to Reuters for covering this. China is in talks with Iran to allow crude oil and Qatari liquefied natural gas vessels safe passage through the Strait of Hormuz, as the US-Israeli war in Tehran intensifies, 3 diplomatic sources told Reuters. The war, which entered its 6th day on Thursday, has left the crucial shipment passageway all but shut down, with countries around the world cut off from a fifth of the global oil and liquefied natural gas supplies. It's not just Iran, it's not just Qatar, it's also Iraq, Kuwait, Saudi Arabia to an extent too. They're all putting oil and gas through there. The UAE, Oman, they all go through there. 20%, 1/5 of the oil and gas supply in the world. Like I said, it all goes through there. Just I think it's 20 miles wide at its narrowest points. It's very, very tight going through there. China, which has friendly relations with Iran and relies heavily on Middle Eastern supplies, is unhappy about the Islamic Republic's move to paralyze shipment through the strait and is pressing Tehran to allow safe passage for the vessel, according to said sources. The world's second largest economy, China, gets around 45% of its oil from the Strait of Hormuz, so this affects them too. Ship tracking data showed a vessel called the Iron Maiden. Awesome, man! If you get that reference, you're a real one. If not, I'll skip straight past it. It passed through the strait overnight, and after changing its signal, this is a very serious issue. I shouldn't be making Bill and Ted references here, but here we are. It's signaling to China owner, but far more sailings will be needed to calm global markets. Crude oil prices are up by more than 15% since the conflict began, and production stoppages as Tehran attacks energy facilities in the Gulf as well as ships crossing the strait. Its missiles have also reached as far away as Cyprus. They struck a military base there. Covered that story the other day, guys. If you want to check that out over on Political Newscast, this will be a collaboration between them, of course, over on YouTube. But they've also reached as far away as Azerbaijan and Turkey as well, destabilizing global markets and prompting major economies to warn about inflation risks. Great. Just as we thought we were getting out of that, they're dragging us straight back in. Nice one, Trump and Netanyahu. Good guys. Crude tanker transits through the strait fell to 4 vessels on March 1st, the day after hostilities broke out, versus an average of 24 a day since January, according to Vortex's vessel tracking data. Around 300 oil tankers remain inside the strait, according to Vortexa and Trip Shaka Kupla. Probably pronounced that incorrectly. Do apologise if that's the case. Iran's government said earlier this week that no vessels belonging to the United States, Israel, or European countries or their allies would be allowed to pass through the Strait of Hormuz, but the statement made no mention of China. So interesting stuff, guys, for sure. I mean, like I said, the knock-on effects of this are going to be massive around the world, no matter where you are, whether you're in the US, the UK, elsewhere. It's going to have a big effect because oil is used for much more than just gasoline. It's also used to heat our homes as well. So our energy bills, our electricity and gas bills are set to go up. So if you have a chance to kind of fix that, for the meantime, I would definitely recommend you do so, because if it's not already affecting your supplier, it will do soon. Like, share, comment, and subscribe, though. Get your thoughts in the comments below about this, as always, guys. Very much a developing situation, and we'll bring you much more news about it in the new week on Monday. Hopefully better news, but we'll see what happens.